Welcome back. So hopefully you watched the unboxing video for our Strixhaven School of Maze Silverware pre-release pack. What we're going to be doing in this video is doing a limited, sealed limited deck. Now the format that we're going to do is a format that we play here at Team Cat every Saturday from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Magic the Gathering Arena. Interested to learn a little bit more? Oh, hey, Leroy. We have a link below. It's called Curiosity. So the main thing about Curiosity is it's budget-friendly kind of style. You got 2 rares, singleton of each. Then you have 6 uncommons in your deck at a max of 2 copies of either. And then commons are gonna be sorry, my cat's a little distracting. Commons are going to be 4 max. And then you do have a 8-card sideboard, but you can't have, you can have any amount of any rarity in there. But, your main deck still has to be adhere to those rules. So, yeah, here we go. We're going to make a deck. Now, we have the Exodus, the Overlord. This is just a great card, Magecraft, excuse me, Leroy, and it has double strike, and it's a 2/4, so it's going to be putting that into our 4 spot. Hopefully Leroy doesn't decide to sit down. And then we're going to do Swords to Plowshares. I like this card just because it can exile, and removal is just, I find removal important. So here we go. We got Swords to Plowshares. Now we do have some other rares that we could have put in. I'll take a look at that. Doomblade. I'm not a big fan of this in a limited format. It's because it's only non-black, so better sideboard card. After you sideboard, yeah, you can put that in. This Lore Mage, search your card, library for a card, put it into a graveyard, then shuffle it. If it's an instant sorcery, put a counter on it. This really only matters if you have a ton of instant sorceries, you're not playing a lot of creatures. But we do have Magecraft in our deck, 3 or 4 creatures with Magecraft, so I don't want to be throwing all those in the graveyard. And then Silverquill Silencer. This is just another sideboard card. Maybe we would trade this out for Swords to Plowshares, but really it's just a card that, if your opponent has a lot of cards, or a lot of one copy of a card, you don't like it, yeah, you put this in. We do have a lot of counters matters in this deck, so our top end will be the Inkcaster. What's great about this is when it hits the battlefield, you'll be able to hopefully attack with your creatures and put some counters on your card, or do a lot of damage if you have a big board. Dueling Coach is going to put counters and pump. Put that in that 4 spot. Show of Confidence. This has Storm, and it's going to put counters on cards. Like I said, counters matters. And if you notice, these are uncommons. Eliminate. I like this card just because we need to remove stuff. I like removal. And then we have 2 Killians, which I think Killian is just a great card. Lifelink and Menace. Hopefully you can cast it on 2. Now, I had a pile around here of possible uncommons, but it looks like we won't see that. Oh, here it is. We only had a couple of uncommons in our colors that we would have picked. The Trudge. I'm not a big fan of this card. Yeah, you can bring it back, but you have to gain life. We do have the Killians, and we have some other cards that are going to gain life. I don't think that we're going to use it that much. And then we have the Worse Mortify. This might be alright with Planeswalkers. If your opponent happens to have a Planeswalker, you want to have a response to that. Star Pupil, it's going to give us counters. Guiding Voice is going to give us a learn, so we have counters and learn, which is going to be important. Learning is really great when you have your Magecraft cards. We got Hunt for Specimens. We're going to create a creature, which is important to have, and we're going to learn. So I think those are only 3 learn cards in here. We got the Stone Rice Spirit. It's just great for exiling cards, giving your stuff flying. Essence Infusion, gonna put those counters on. It does have life gain, so that's great. Eager First Year, not the best card in our deck, but hey, it has Magecraft. We like that. Then we have our Leech Fanatic. So we will be gaining life, but I feel like we aren't going to be gaining life enough. And you notice you saw a lot of little creatures in our deck. I wanted to put those in just because, hey, we have a lot of these counters matters cards. We want to be getting creatures in. Spiteful Squad, the grown-up version of our Star Pupil. Promising Dusk Maze. If it dies when you have a counter on it, you draw a card. So most likely I have counters on it. We got 2 Silver Quill Pledge Mages. So not the best card, and I know that has lifelink, but probably going to give it flying to go over the top. Then we finalize. We have 2 Mage Hunters Onslaughts. Destroy target creature, Planeswalker. So we got some more removal. Now, we were lucky. We got 2 campuses in our sideboard, and then we do have a lot of options to pick from. So we do have 3 learn cards. I don't think it's important to have a ton of learn cards in your main board, because you're not going to use all these. Inkling summoning. This is great for Magecraft. Obviously, it's kind of expensive, but not quite. Introduction to Annihilation. Probably aren't going to play this unless you really need something. Same thing with our deck, Environmental Sciences. We don't have that big of a high end. I mean, we kind of do, but we have a lot of creatures we can play, so we might not be doing this. Pest Summoning, put this in just in case if we need creatures. Another Environmental Science. Introduction to Prophecy. So we don't have like a great amount, but we do have Academic Probation. Choose a non-land card, can't cast it. Non-land permanent, can't attack or block. So some great cards. I'm not completely sold on lessons, so I don't try to force them. It just happened that our lesson cards gave us either creatures or counters, and I think that means a lot in our deck that we have built. So once again, if you like what you see, click that follow button, subscribe, and yeah, come and hang out, play some Curiosity with us on Saturday. Once again, almost every Saturday from 4 to 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for the Strixhaven season. And if you're bored and just want to hang out, Team Cat and the Curiosity crew have a lot of folks who stream. So we have a great friendly community, so we'd love to see you and hang out. Thanks, and hope you had fun. Have a great day.